Jupiter at opposition.
Welcome to Stargazers. I'm Dean Regas, astronomer from the Cincinnati Observatory.
And I'm James Albury, director of the Kika Silva Pla Planetarium in Gainesville, Florida. Next week is going to be a great time for observing Jupiter.
That's right, James. On Tuesday, March 8th, Jupiter will reach what astronomers call opposition. When Jupiter is at opposition, it's at its biggest and brightest for the entire year. And you can observe it all night long.
So let's give you a heads up on the 2016 opposition of Jupiter.
Jupiter is the largest of all the planets in our Sun's family and is number 5 from the Sun, our Earth being number 3. Earth is on average 93 million miles away from the Sun, whereas Jupiter's average distance is 484 million miles. Those are pretty big numbers, and because the planets are so far away from each other, astronomers don't often refer to the distances in the solar system using terrestrial units like miles or kilometers. That would be like measuring the distance from your house to the grocery store in inches or centimeters.
Instead, we use the average distance between the Earth and the Sun as our measuring stick. We call that distance an astronomical unit, or AU. So if we converted our units from miles to AUs, Earth is 1 astronomical unit from the Sun, and Jupiter on average is 5.2 astronomical units from the Sun.
As Jupiter and Earth orbit the Sun, they constantly vary their distance from each other. When Jupiter is at its farthest distance from us and is on the other side of the Sun as seen from Earth, it can be as far as 6.2 astronomical units away.
However, once every year, Earth and Jupiter line up on the same side of the Sun and are a whole 2 astronomical units closer to each other. Whenever this happens, we say Jupiter is at opposition because Jupiter is opposite the Sun in the sky as seen from Earth.
And when Jupiter is at opposition, it is always at its closest, brightest, and best for viewing. Jupiter will be at opposition this year on Tuesday, March 8th, and only 4.4 astronomical units away. So this makes it great for viewing in a small telescope. As planets go, Jupiter is enormous. If Jupiter were hollow, you could fit over 1,000 Earths inside it, and it has over 120 times the surface area of the Earth. In more down-to-earth terms, if Jupiter were the size of a basketball, Earth would be about the size of a small marble.
Jupiter also spins very fast. Of all the planets in the solar system, Jupiter has the shortest day, lasting only 9.8 hours. Which means that when Jupiter rises at sunset during the winter months, when the sky is dark for more than 12 hours, in the course of only one night, you can actually see the entire surface of the planet.
This rapid spinning has caused Jupiter to take on an M&M shape, and because Jupiter is not a solid body, Jupiter's atmosphere actually spins faster at the equator than it does at the poles, making the clouds form the stripes we've come to know and love.
So let's go find Jupiter in the sky. Okay, we have our sky set up for Tuesday evening, March 8th at about an hour after sunset, your local time. If you look toward the east, you'll see the backwards question mark shaped pattern of stars that represent the head of Leo the lion. Directly below this pattern, and just to the right of the triangle of stars marking Leo's tail, you'll see a bright, non-twinkling light. That bright light is the planet Jupiter.
If you look at Jupiter through even a modest telescope, you'll see 4 tiny pinpoints of light which seem to extend out from Jupiter's equator. These are Jupiter's 4 largest moons, Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto. Galileo first saw them through his telescope in 1610.
When I got my first telescope as a teenager, Jupiter was the first planet I looked at, and I was amazed at how the moons constantly change their position from night to night. Sometimes you'll see 3 on one side and 1 on the other, or you can see all 4 on the same side. It's definitely worth watching.
So check out Jupiter at its biggest and brightest next week.
And it's there for you to see if you keep looking up.